So welcome to this section. Come back again for business valuation. Business, wow, business valuation is an interesting topic that when you learn it, you'll be fine. Business valuation. Basically, business valuation is a process, a formal, whether formal or formal process. What you know is what process. It's a process that normally goes to determine the economic value. The word is what economic, but forget about the term of but economic value in brackets price, value. So the process that we go through to determine the economic value or price of a business. Economic value of what? Of a business. The business means company, organization. Company, good. Both quoted and then unquoted company. So of business as a what? Whole or a unit or part of business or a division or a unit, not the whole, not the entire, or a division. Division and unit, what's the difference? There's a difference. I'll leave it to you. Any of them go. So maybe take let's say these people, UT group. Realize that despite group, they have the media sessions. What's the price for the media? They have the beverage section, so the unit, and what's the overall, the entire value. So, in fact, value simple means the amount at which we able to place on the share price. So, the share price of a business. So, how to determine a share price of a business? That's what you refer to as what business valuation. How to determine a share price. And that share price, what you mean by economic value. In fact, the value of any business at all, tell that person that is equal to your share price, your value. Good. On the market though, market, yes. The market value of every business is the share price because the share price that we use to value every company. Good. And the same price, if you want to go and sell your shares, if you want to go and sell your shares or go and buy a shares, go and buy shares from the stock markets, how much will you be willing to pay for the shares? That's the share price. And you have to go through the business valuation, you have to go through the process, value the company so that you determine the share price, how much you should pay, for the business. So basically, the business valuation talks about the process in which the share price of a business is determined. A share price of a business is determined. That is it. That's the business valuation. So you can have it for quoted and unquoted. Just that most of the valuation process are for unquoted company. Unquoted company. We also call it private company. Private companies, most of them are for private companies. So most of the valuation process, not most, all the valuation process you're going to do is for unquoted company. If your examiner will tell you the company that you are doing the valuation for is for unquoted company. Why? I'll explain. Then we have quoted company or listed company. Unquoted is unlisted, right? Quoted or listed company. They also call public company. Yes. Public what? Company. Company that you can float your shares on the stock market. Your shares are traded on stock market. Now, if you are on the stock market, you don't need any valuation. Why? They said that who is what? Lying down needs fear no fall. Hey, yes. This one was my daddy's terms. He said to me when I was in class 3. It's when he was teaching me in class 3. Yes, that's what he told me. He said that somebody who is lying down don't need to fear any words for. Good. So quoted companies, their share price are quoted on the stock market. So they don't do any valuation, not at all. Because you're going to know the share price of any listed company. Don't worry yourself. Because if you go and ask the CEO or the manager, he might lie to you. He might lie to you. They might overvalue or undervalue. Just walk straight to the stock market. You can go there by virtually. Go online. Go shop the stock market. The share price will come, and that's it. That's the share price. But for unquoted company, they are private, they are unlisted. Where are you going to get it? Their shares are not on stock market. Their shares are sold privately. They are not traded on the public. You can't go and then invite public for shares. No. So in short, what I'm trying to say is this. Most of the business valuations are done for unquoted companies because their share price are not available. So it means that if you want to sell your shares or if you want to sell your business and the business happen to be unquoted company, unlisted or a private company, you find it difficult to determine the market value. So it means that you have to go through a series of process to determine the value of the company. And that series of process is called what? Business valuation. So if you don't understand anything, how to determine the value of what? Of a company, usually unquoted. Good. So that is it. Just that a listed company too can go through that process, but that one is uncommon because your share price already determined. Now now that we know that business valuation is the process of valuing business. Now let's go and see some few reasons for valuing what business. Few reasons for valuing business. Few reasons. What do you think What do you think will be the reasons for valuing what? Business. Reasons for valuing business. Good. Reasons for valuing business. So you can think of it. Good. The reasons for share valuation. So reasons for business valuation. Let's go to the reason. Now that we know what a business valuation is, okay. So now let's move on. Today they will be doing just a quick intro and then learn all the processes and the one that I'll strike, the one that apply for your exams. I will strike the one that applies for your exams. Good. Now let's continue the game. Let's continue the game. Now, reasons. So why should you go and then calculate the value of a company? So reasons for business valuation or valuation of a share. For valuation of a share or reasons for business valuation. Reasons for valuation of a share or reasons for share or business valuation. Valuation of a share or you can make of business. Why? Oh yes, because it's the same. Oh, good. The business is the total share price. So price per one. So for instance, if you take a company like which company do I even know? Let's take a company like Unilever. Yes, I was facing them. I like your reason. In fact, some of you have started giving reason already. Wow, I like the reason. Company like Unilever, I think the share price was around 13, I think last year or so. So around 13.98. That's the share price. So if you want to get the total value of the company, okay, if one of their share price is 13.98, for Unilever, they have a authorized share of 100 million, but they've issued only 62.5 million shares. The number of shares for Unilever is 62. So number of shares. So it means that now that I know that Unilever, their market price, I got this information from the stock market. because it's a listed company. I didn't go through any process. Yes, I didn't go through any process. So the market price of Unilever per share is 13.98. Then the number of shares, they have 62.5 million shares. What's the market value? What's their market capitalization? We call it market capitalization. That's your market value. You can tell me. So if one of your shares, the value is 13.98, and you have 62 of them there on the market, so how much is your value? It's not here. The answer is not there. Okay, so that will be 13.98 times what? Times 62.5. Good. So this one is correct. Good. So as that ending of last year, for this year, the share price have dropped. It has dropped. It has dropped heavily. So the market capitalization or the market value of Unilever as at the end of last year is 878 million Ghana cedis. So it means that if they want to sell the business, they will not take money less than what 875, because if the Unilever is for you and you are going to sell, you said below this money, not at all. Servicing, good. So we have identified one way of what value business. Good. So let's go to the reason. This one's just an intro for you to get it. Okay. Good. So it's very important. So from here, start valuing companies. Oh yes, value them. Start valuing them. Oh yes. Follow some company. Yes. I'm following PZ Cousins and Unilever. Any information that will drop, I have to go and then appraise myself to their company because I like them. Okay, so the reason number one, someone said that to determine the SDAT purchase price. What about the SDAT? No, that's not the SDAT. But this valuation is a guesswork. This valuation is a guesswork, not the actual. If you want the actual, go to the stock market. That's where you can get the actual. So it's a guesswork. So the SDAT there, I may cancel the SDAT. So the reason for the valuation. Good. Okay, if you want to sell your shares, how much? So we need it when the shares are being what? Sold. Or when you're going to sell your shares. So for purchasing and then selling of what business. So if you want to sell your shares, the reason for the valuation. Assuming that you have invested in a private company, and now you have 1,000 shares in that private company, and you want to you want to sell your share to a private man and go. Now the issue is that you have to determine the share price before it will influence how much you will sell your shares for. How we get that? Good. So that is it. Good. Okay. So one. So when what shares are being sold? Good. That's the first reason. So if you are selling your share, please calculate the value of the share first before selling them. So when they are being what? Sold. Good. So that's the first thing that we will talk about it. Now, the issue is that if you are going public, yes, that's the term that if you are going public, if a business wants to go public, a company, you are not on stock market, and you want to go to the stock market for the first time, then there's a need for you to value your shares, because when you go there, they will ask for the first time, what's your share price? So when you are going public for the first time, you need to ascertain your value so that you go and place it there, so that they will start fluctuating it for each and every time with your performance. How we get that? Good. So we said that when company wishes to go public or get listed on the exchange, good. So when the company wish to be listed or go public or go public. It might determine the share before you go to the stock market. Good. That's the reason number two. Okay, so let's go. I'll give you like 4 or 5. Then we are done. The rest can do it. That's the story. Why do we do business valuation? In value business, first you know the selling price of the shares. You know how much each share should be what should be sold. So that is it. Two, when a company wishes to be what listed on the stock market. And then the third one, now when there's measures and acquisition, when there's what measure and acquisition, so measure and what acquisition, I'll talk about this and I'll give you a real life example or a specific example, an acquisition. Measures and acquisition, good. Measures and acquisition. So measures. So in a period of measures and acquisition, measure and acquisition. Now, let's assume that you want to combine two companies. Let's take the measures. Measure means company A and company B, they are merged. They are going to trade. So now they will form a company called company AB. This is what we mean by what? Measure. Good. Like Airtel Tigo. Now we have what? Airtel Tigo. That's example, a typical example of what? Measure. Now, if Airtel want to join Tigo, you have to determine the value of Airtel and the value of your Tigo so that we know the value of the combined business together. So there will be a need for what? Business valuation. Good. Other than that, one will become boss, one will become subordinate. If Airtel, this one who have the highest value, I think it's Airtel, right? Airtel is much. Or Tigo. Well, I don't know. Now, assuming that your value is higher than this guy's value, it will influence who will control the combined business, who will take the majority share of the combined business. So that's why we need the business valuation at the measure, because you can't come and add your 1 Ghana cedi to my 100,000 to my 100 Ghana cedi, so that combined business you become 101, and then you are trading on my shoulders. You are enjoying whatever I enjoy, you are enjoying some. Meanwhile, your value is 1 cedi. My value is 100. When you go anywhere, we say, oh, these people are 101. Meanwhile, 101, they have to tell me that, yes, I'm the boss over there, right? Good. So that's why business valuation is very important. This one is what? Measures. Now let's go to acquisition. So it means that some of your question, some of your exam question, your business valuation, they will tell you to measure the company individually and then measure them afterwards, after combination. So take note of that. And then let's go to acquisition. Please, they are not the same. They are different. Measure is when you combine, come together, work. That one, your individual names will still be attached. Yes. Acquisition is outright purchase. You are buying the company, like what EcoBank did to TTB. EcoBank bought Trust Bank, I think 2011 or so, when we were in school. Yes, around 2010, 11. No, it's not 2010, 11. It's 2012. It should be 2012. Yeah, it should be 2012. I don't know the actual time date. That one is what? Acquisition. You are buying. Yes. So that one, if A acquires B, in fact, your details will be missing. So in their combined business, it will be for only A to become A. Because if I buy B, I'll just add all your details to my own and then B. And how can A go and buy B? Can A go and buy B? No, it can't be possible, right? B will go and buy A. Have you seen? Yes. Your value is 1 cedi. You are going to buy something costing 100 Ghana cedi. Can you even pay? Not even pay. Can you face it? So that is it. Good. So that one is what? Acquisition. So the acquisition is where you are buying the company. You are not merging. You are not forming partnership. So acquisition is that one. Actual purchase becoming yours. So if I'm going to buy a company, yeah, assuming that I'm going to buy Airtel want to buy Tigo. If Airtel want to buy Tigo, then the money that Airtel is willing to pay for the shares of that of Tigo must be determined. That value, you have to go through the business valuation. So it means that we have to value the predictor, which is the Tigo. Good. So if we value it and determine how much we should what buy, we should pay for the shares. So that is it. And it also entice what? The the victim. The victim. Good. So this one is the victim. Oh, I think let me choose the West well, right? Good. Let me choose the West well. Let me use their first name, Ethel and Tigo. It's not AB. Ethel and then Tigo. Good. Now we have what we call Ethel Tigo. Ethel Tigo. Good. Now assume that Ethel wants to buy Tigo. Now, Ethel is what you call predictor, right? Oh yes. Tigo is the victim. Good. Now, we have to determine the value of what? Of the victim, which is the value of the victim. Give me a second. Let me welcome back. Now, assuming Airtel want to go and buy Tigo, then it will be very good for Tigo how to value themselves and come and tell us the value. Or we have to employ independent person to value them, especially if Tigo is not on stock market. If Tigo is on stock market, you don't need any valuation because they can lie to us. If you're on a stock market, you don't need any valuation coming from them. Anybody, no, they can lie. Now you go to the stock market, that one is independent from Tigo. And go and pick it. But here you are, Tigo is not on a stock market. What do? You have to value them. So you have to value and determine the share price, the price of Tigo, so that you know it will influence us how much we will pay. Because if your price is like 5 cedis, if your share price is 5 cedis, then we can give you, okay, let's give you 5.5 per each one, or let's give you 4 cedi. Or I'll give you 4 cedi, yes, because you are struggling, I'll give you 4 cedi. Yes, the bargain, I'll give you 4 cedi. Good. And then Ethel Tigo too will have to also value himself for another reason. If you value and then the share price is 5 cedi, then Ethel Tigo said, okay, please. Hey, I said Ethel Tigo. Tigo said that, please, if you are coming to buy me, you know that already my share price, I value it, I had 5 cedi. Please, do not pay. We are not going to accept any money less than what 5 cedi. Upwards, obviously, so that we can make some profit. Good one. So that's the main reason why we do the business valuation. So one, to determine the values of the company, both the predictor and then the victim, in what measures and acquisition to determine the values. Good. So that's why we do the business valuation. How we get that? Good. So that is it. Now let's continue the game. Let's continue the game. So interesting. Now, when the shares, sometimes they go and pledge their shares as what? Collateral for a bank, for a facility. Someone is coming for a facility and thought that I will use my share price as collateral. Oh yes, the big company, they do it. They use their share price as collateral because they are doing well, they are trading well. Some of the company every day their share prices are going up. They are going up. So they use that one as collateral. So that one, assuming that that company is not on the stock market, but it's doing well. He's doing well, but it's not on the stock market. Like MTN, I think before last 2 years or so, that's where they started floating their shares on the stock market. Before then, they were doing well. So if they come for facility from you and said, okay, we are going to use our share price before they listed on the market, They say they're going to use their share price as what? As collateral for the loan. Then you will tell them to do the valuation, or you will do it. You employ an independent person to do the valuation and determine the share price, the price of each share, so that you know the value of the collateral that they are bringing to see whether you can grant the facility to them. So as a what? Very collateral. They can use shares as collateral. And then share-based payments. Yes, you can also go and pay something for shares. For share-based payments, share-based payments. So for loan collateral, loan collateral. So shares are being pledged. So when the shares are being pledged as what? Collateral for loan. So when what? This one I'm writing, then you can put that up there. Valuation is when shares are what? Shares are pledged. Pledged for loan collateral or as a collateral for loan. As a collateral for that part is not coming. Okay, it's coming. For loan. Good. And then you can also talk about business share-based payments. Share-based payments. Hey, let me write it here. That part is not coming. Collateral for loan. The loan, let me write it here. Hey, the thing is going friendly. The market is going friendly. Okay, you can see. So for share-based payments, share and base, and a payment, anything that based on shares, share-based payment. It's like you are going to you buy something, pay with your shares, equivalent to the value of your shares. So you have to determine the share price. To know the value, yes, be given to that person. It's like you promise your employees that if you can work with us for the next 5 years, each of them come and take shares for free. Or come and take shares. We will at that date, if the share price is let's say 30 Ghana cedis, we will pay 25 cedis. Then you pay the remaining 5. So or you can go to the market and go and buy something. And then instead of you paying, it's okay. I will pay you 1,000 Ghana based on the value of my shares on that date. You need the value of the share. Good. Good. So that is it. We can also talk about when the shares and the business are valued for tax purposes. Oh yes. When you are invading either in tax or they suspect more practices or hiding some issues, the tax authority can conduct valuation. Yes, if you have accounted something and then hide something, so for tax purposes. So the business will have to be revalued for purpose of what? Gift tax. For instance, gift tax. If you are not paying gift tax as a business, any gift that comes in, you have to go and pay tax on it. But if you're hiding it, when the tax authority know, then you have to value the business for gift tax purposes. So these are the basic reasons why we have to value what? Shares. You have to value shares. These are the few reasons for the valuation of what? Shares. So take note for the valuation of shares. Now let's see. Now that we are done, we are going to look through the method. Today I may do one or two of them. Method of what? Valuing shares. Method of the business valuation. Method of business valuation or method of what? Valuing shares. We have about 4 methods. Each of them have a sub. So I'll just talk about the sub ones. The 4, the big ones, and then the sub ones as well. So just that today you may close. So now that we have introduced ourselves to the business valuation rules, you get up to where we are done. Then you continue the remaining section. Then you continue the remaining section. Good. Okay. Now let's see. Because I was using the old marker. So types of or method of business or share valuation. So method of business. Right. Let's make this more right. What of the or share valuation. But out of the four methods, you need to know only first three or like 1, 2, 3. Yes. Then you are done. First of all, we have the asset-based method or the book value base. So one, I'll talk about the asset base. So asset method. So asset-based method. We also call it book value. Asset-based method. Good. Asset-based method. Now let's see. You can't see from that side. Sorry. Oh. Okay, it's okay. That side is not coming. Oh, sorry. Because I didn't even check. Good method. This challenge is why is it doing? Fine. Let me push it here like this. Okay, I think it's okay now. Yeah, I think this one is okay. Yes, I think this one is okay. Yeah, okay, so this one is okay. So method of business valuation. Asset method, that's the first one. I'll write it here. Asset was method. So this is no go area. No go area is here. Sorry, this actually no go area is here like this. No go area. It's okay, so I'll shift this one here. So I'll shift this one here a little bit. One asset method, asset-based method, also call it book method. Good. So that's the first thing that we look at it. Now the asset-based method, we have three of them. So let's see how best we can do them. How best we can do them. Good. We have one. Recognize it sub one. So we have the net asset method. Net asset, the very popular one. That's why I'm starting that one. And very interesting, straightforward. Net asset method. Net asset method. B, you can also have liquidated method or for sale method. Okay, so liquidated method or the for sale method. So liquidated value. So liquidated value. And I believe with the help of capital reduction, everybody know what to mean by what liquidated value. I believe by now here we are becoming too strong for these terms. These terms are not new for us by now. Oh yes, these terms are not new. But also talk for sale, right? For sale, for sale value. But this one use asset. It takes everything about assets. It doesn't consider anything. It consider only assets. We are going to use your asset to value you. Yes, we are going to use your asset to value you. If you have a good asset, it means that you get a good value. If you have a very bad asset, you get a very bad asset. Yes. So this one is business terms, so good. So net assets. So see, we will take about. Don't worry yourself. Oh. I've had plenty, but not all of them will come in. I'll just strike the one that will come in for you. We can use The replacement cost method. Replacement cost. Replacement cost. So you take the replacement cost of the asset to value the business. So if it will cost you much higher to be replaced, then your value to will be what? Be a bit higher. So something like that, replacement cost. I don't need to know all these ones though. Because I write it plenty, you know, that I give alternative. I'll end at this one. So good. So the driver value. Wow. The driver value. The driver value method. Good. The driver value method. So driver value method. These are the asset methods. Only one. Oh. You're going to look at this 4 times. So have you seen? Look at this one 4 times. But please, at every point, I'll show you the one that will come in the exam. I will strike it out. Yes. Please consider the first one first, the net asset method. For liquidated value, I don't talk about it because you know it already. It's the same as you preparing statement of liquidation. So statement of what? Liquidation. Perfect. So we are done. Oh wow, good news. We are done with the liquidated value method or the for sale. So you list all the assets and the equivalent money that is describe them today because if you are going to buy any company, you consider the asset. How much if we sell, how much you realize? That's the amount that we should pay them. We can't pay you more than the amount that we can realize from your asset. Good. So that one we are done with it. So this one too we are done. Wow, that's good news. Oh wow. Wow. Replacement cost. We are not done with the replacement cost. That is not difficult. You add all the replacement cost for the assets. This one we not do it. Don't worry yourself. Private value. Don't worry yourself. But I may illustrate it for you when we start the actual application. So just take note. Hey, the board is not coming. Why? Oh, sorry, the board is not coming well. Must come down. Must come down. Okay, I think that is okay. Good. Statement of liquidation. So now we are done with the asset method. So now what we have to do is the net asset method. Now I know it already. Net asset method. That's all. Be the net asset. So today, I'll after listening all of them, I'll only go through net asset method with you, and then we are done for the first one. So that I'll reserve the stubborn ones for next week when we have more time. I will reserve what the stubborn ones for next week. But please, there's a question. It's called sweet potato and oboba, 2010, November and May. That question. Even though the net asset, I have to get net asset, I wasn't because it was ICA. So please, you can go to that one. Not you, the ICA members. You can go down and I'll be fine. Okay. So let's go to the next set. So that's the set one. And another set one. Don't be confused that I'm writing them plenty. Even if I write them plenty, only two that you should know. Only one or two that you should know, not all of them. So I'm just giving you, like, I'm creating awareness that yes, they are there. So for those who want to score 100 over 100, those who want to even score 125% over 100, 125% over 100. Oh yes, Sambo can do that. Yes, Sambo can score that. Yes, if somebody was able to score Ghana, I think it's a 99 and 1. Yes, that people can also score on 25 over 100. So let's go to the next one. Good. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I wish that it's the first time, so I'm taking my time. So I've not reached the motorway. I'm still on the more. No, I'm about to finish. Oh, it's when I go to reach the motorway. I've passed by the motorway now. I've reached, so we are relaxing. Good. Second, the second method that you are going to talk about it. That one you know it already. One of the important ones, the earnings. So the earnings method. So we talk about second earnings. All the earnings. But there are two major ones here. There are two major ones here. Good. So the earnings based approach. So the earnings based, we have one earnings yield. Hey, get lost. Hey, no friend. No. Hi. Come on, come give me. Good. The earnings yield method as the earnings yield. Wow, earnings yield. We said that in a ratios calculation. Earnings is in a ratio. Okay. Wow. So whatever you are doing, you've done it before. Wow, that's good news. Earnings yield. Anything yield. That one. Anything yield is the market price. Is that item of market price per share. So earnings yield will be earnings per share over the market price per share. And the earnings yield will be YE. So you make the market price the subject to give you the price of it. Just like we said, the market price of unquoted company cannot be determined. So you are going to use equivalent quoted company. And then we assume risk factor. That's all. So next week we do just to that. That's fine. So if your ratios earnings yield is not well observed, please go back in the videos and then base yourself with anything. In fact, anything yield is that item of a market price per share. So AMA yield is AMA per share. AMA yield. So it's AMA per share over the market price per share. Coffee yield. Coffee over market price per share. So if I'm giving you AMA yield, then I want the market price per share. And you make the market price per share the subject. So take note. That's the ideology that we find from you. Now let's go to the B. That'll be the earnings. Good. Here we will use the discounted cash flow techniques. The discounted cash flow techniques or the accounting rate of return. Discounted cash flow techniques. Discounted cash flow techniques. Just as let me put asterisk there. We will just discount the earnings after tax for the future years ahead of them, starting from 1 year from today. Today's profit will not be part. Today's profit will not be part. This year's profit. Discounted cash flow. So here we discount the cash flow, the future cash flows of the company. So if you are going to buy Tigo, and let's assume that Tigo, as ideally, Tigo have only 5 years to live on this thing. I'm just assuming this is not reality. This is not reality. I'm going to take the Tigo watch and then come and then try for me. Let me give an example. No Tigo. Tigo will not survive in the future. Let's use who? Which business will die? Which business will not survive? Which business? This taxi fare, right? Taxi fare that can use them. Trotro. A trotro business. A trotro. Now, assume that you're going to buy a trotro. It's a business. Now, if you're going to buy a trotro, let us say trotro will live for 5 years. You are in 2010. So 5 years after 2010 will start from 2011, 2012 up to you can. So 2011, right? So 11, 12, 13, 14, and what? 15. So 15, right? Good. So you pick up to 2015 profit, they'll give it to you. So that is it. Now, so we give you profit for 2010, maybe 5 cities, 6 cities, 8 cities, up to maybe 10 Ghana cities. Please do not pick this one, it's not part of the game. You have to pick this. But all what I'm saying, I'll do it again, so do it for yourself. So that is discounted cash flow. So you pick all the cash flows, the money that the A can generate, and discount them. Discount, you've done it. An investment appraiser. Wow, so that's good news. So everything about this, you've done it too. But everything, not even a single one. The only one you've not done it is the net asset method. That's why you've done it indirectly. So these are the cash flows that I'll get. Let me even give you a real ones. So 2001, 2, 3, 4. Don't be final. Let me do it. Assuming that these are the cash flows that short business will generate for us or will generate. So 2010, they have already generated 10,000 Ghana cedis. This is the cash flow. 2010, they have we said 5, 6 cities. 2011, they will generate 7. 2012, they will generate 8 cities for us. 2013, the things will be bad. That's where Koro will come again. So that will be, let's say, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's read the last one. 10. But here we had trouble. So yes, let's say 6. And things will start back again. 10, 15, they'll get like, let's say, 4 Ghana cedis. No, it should be big. It should be big. 20. Good. Now, these are the cash flow that we are going to generate. Bring your discount factor. And then the PV, maybe 10%. You present value them. But please, if we are in 2010, it's not take 2010. It should take 1 year from today. So always check where are you doing the valuation. You have to give it to us 1 year from today, not today's one. Because the money that they already make, when we buy the company, they are not going to, they'll not give it to us. Yes, they'll not give the money to us. So. Yes, they've made their money. They'll not give that money to us. So ask us to go and make our own money. Good, so that is it. So it shouldn't be part. And discounting, find the present value. Note, and then you are done. So it means that the present value of every company is the market value of every company is the present value of the future cash flows to be generated from that company, and then you are done. Good. So that is it. So that's the discounted cash flow technique. So we are done with it then. So this one now we are done. It's the same as you find the present value of the cash flows, you are done. Just that here, there's sometimes they will give you earnings, profit after tax. So for something like sweet potato question, it was a profit earnings, they give you earnings. Earnings after tax, is it after depreciation, after tax, but before depreciation, yeah. And then they see, you can also use accounting rate of return. Accounting rate of return. Almighty, you've done accounting rate of return, right? You can also use that one to calculate the value of the company. Yes, accounting rate of return. So that one will not do it here. But over here, what you do is this. You do the earnings yield and like a bit of as if you are doing, you are not doing it. Then we touch the stuff. This one will not do it. Done already. Not do it here. No, I can't do it of time. Good, we've done it already. So I'm done with the earnings method. The earnings method. The earnings method. Now let's go to the dividend base. The dividend method. Good. The dividend method. Can we go to the dividend method too? But some people add the dividend to the earnings. So they're in the same link. So now let's go to the third one, dividend. So we start with the assets, earnings, and then what? Dividend. Please make sure and don't forget that not all of what I've written in here, that's what you're going to do in exams. Good. But why do I bring it here? For awareness. I'm creating awareness that they exist. Because some of you want to score 155.59% out of what? 100%. Now you have to do extra, go extra, do extra mind so that they can give you what? Extra marks. Good. So now after the exam, still come back again, come and meet the examiner. Please, I want to do my correction. Do everything. They'll mark you up after 159. But for us that we are looking for gentle pass. Don't worry yourself again. Don't worry yourself at all for gentle pass. Yeah, so the third one is the dividend. Dividend-based model or dividend model. Dividend model. Dividend model. You get lost. Dividend model, as usual. In fact, How do you calculate dividend yield? You can tell me dividend yield. Tell me how you calculate dividend yield. Dividend yield. How you calculate dividend yield? Wow. No answer for me. Okay, let's see. We said that dividend yield, anything yield, is nothing but that item per share over market price per share. So it goes to dividend per share over market price per share. Per share. What do? You make that one the subject. So please, humbly, before we start the game, make sure that you can make this guy the subject. Yes. Next week, when I start this guy, because by next week I reach this people. Good. So you make the market price per share the subject to give you. So here too, hey, who is that? Because we can finish the net assets. Now, so please, like I was saying, by next week when you start the actual game, make sure that you can make this guy the subject. You don't do it. Make this guy the subject for me. I'll give us the dividend model. Now, so it means that for those of you who have forget your ratios, please go back. For dividend yield is in ratio, earnings yield is in ratio. Hey, whatever we are doing, we have done it before. So that one, A, we have what you call at a constant value. For your case, can we even use a constant value? For your case, let's see. Constant value or constant growth. Okay. There are three methods, yes. I think there are three methods. When there are no growth, yes, when there's no growth, or that's a constant dividend. Yes, we call it constant dividend. Then we have the growth model. Then I want to make it three because we have no growth, constant, and then growth. Okay, so let's make it simple. I shouldn't make this look complicated for me. Hey, why stand on to? So let's call it constant. Why the dividend is what? Constant dividend. Sometimes the dividend will be constant. Constant dividend. So, and B, when they say growth in dividend, so dividend growth model. So dividend growth model. Don't you worry yourself about me doing all this. This one I don't even what you need is what I wrote first. So all what you need is go and make the MPS market price per share the subject. That what matter. This one there not big. So that's the third one. Let's go to the other one. In fact, we are done now. Hey, this camera too high. Small time, calm down. Okay, I got it down. Sorry, your small time, calm down. Now, we are done. But for those who want to get 165% over 100, this one is for you. This one may not come in the exams. Not at all. The fourth one, I'll talk about it to be the fourth set. I'll talk about it to be the other methods. Good. The other methods. The other methods. So the other methods, they are other methods. So, but just that the ICA, you have to go through the other methods. So for those, for the purpose of the ICA people among us, oh yes, anybody that wants to score over the 100%, I'll call you ICA guy. Good. So that one, A, super profit method. You can use your super profit to value them. Super and super profit. So super profit method. So super profit method, right? Hey, trouble here. Sometimes. So super profit. B. And then the capping. So capital. Help me. The one that given to us by the Kaplan. Yes, Kaplan Newton. So that's the capital asset pricing model. Capital what? Asset pricing model. How to price assets. Pricing model. And popularly known as capping. Anybody who have done finance before, finance students, Are you in? Oh yes. Cap him, right? Yes. So cap him. Good. So we are done. So I will list the important ones for you. The one that is not do just. I think there are 3 or 4. So at your case you need only 3 or 4. So that is it. So I will list them for you. Hey Dennis method. I think I left one out too. Uh, there was one. I think I got it. I'll show you when I'm listening. Okay, so that is it. So that's the fourth one. So under the first one, the earnings. The first one we did the net asset. So the first one, the asset base, the net asset is the important one. So let me list them down for you for the purpose of So let me list those that are seriously need them. Serious one. You need the earnings yield method. So earnings yield. So earnings yield. But you can also switch it with the PE method. Price earnings. So PE ratio. So you know that the inverse of earnings is the PE ratio. Inverse of PE ratio is the earnings yield, right? Good. We did that one too. So take note. They are the same. 2. Dividend yield method. So dividend. So these are the important ones. So dividend yield. Now what again? The net asset method. Good. 3. Net asset method. Net asset. 4. Discounted cash flow technique. Discounted cash flow technique. That's all. Cash flow. Discounted cash flow method. Good. Okay, so that is it. We can separate this one. We can make them be on their own, but I can just add them there. All of them from one. So basically, there are 4. Earnings yield, which is inverse of the PE ratio, is inverse, opposite yield. So take note for us. And dividend yield, net asset method, and then discounted cash flow. This one you know it already, so probably you might know because of the MPV that we did. Good. So these 3, but I'll probably pick a question on that and discuss. So today I will start with the net asset method first. I'll finish it up. Next week I'll look at these 2. I'll look at 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Then we are done. So thank you very much. Let me start with the net asset and walk you through how the net asset method. We can use the net asset method to determine the share price of the entity or the value of an entity. Then we are done. Good. Good. Before I start that, kindly give me some. Thank you. Let's continue. So we start the net asset method and you are done. So there are rules. They are rules. They are what rules? They are rules. So that you don't need most of the rules. 1. I'm being So this I don't want to do just to me or I don't want to do just to me or this B want to do just to me or yes, I have to be writing going towards this because there's no go area. So this is net asset method. Net what asset. Net asset method. So we have started the asset base. So under the net asset method, let's write some just one. Under the net asset method, the value of a business is equal to the total asset less the total what liabilities. The value of the asset is equal to the value of a company is equal to what the total asset less what less the total current liability. Good. So here, what you do is this. We start total assets. So you list all the assets together. So total assets, so much. So you start listing all the assets. Starting from the PPE, so much. Starting from the current assets, inventory. But everything, oh, here you want the book value, but if there's a revaluation, you pick the revaluation values. Inventory, receivable, trade receivable. Have you seen how we pick the, in the capital reduction, how you pick the fair values? Yes, the same way. And what again? Add their cash balance to it. If they have money, add it. It's an asset. You get a total. Then you say less all the liabilities, less all liabilities. All the liabilities, both current and what non-current. Please, it is what both current and current too. Because I have to clear myself here. Because under the ratios, you saw net assets. Well, under the ratios, the net asset was total asset less only the current liability. That's what we learned there, like the net asset turnover. But please, here, net asset for valuation purposes is less what total liability. I've cleared myself. I've cleared my position. Good. I'll explain why. When we are starting this chapter or this topic, we mentioned something at the inception. I think conceptual framework. How do you define equity? We say asset is equal to what? Asset is equal to equity plus liability. And we said that equity is defined as what? The residual interest. Residual simple means subtracting something from something, the net answer, right? Yeah, the net, residual. So we said that equity is nothing but the residual interest determined or obtained or residual value after deducting all liability to make equity the subject. So as equity is equal to what? After deducting all liability from where? After deducting all liability from all assets. So that is it. So that's the equity. So this is the method that we are using. So this is the net assets. So I'll walk you through some of them. Now, I'll walk you through most of the situation that we've done that. So before I do that, let me see if I have the business reconstruction. Yes, it's here. So I'll walk you through some of them, the business valuation questions. This is not the business valuation. Stop, this is not the business valuation. I want the business reconstruction. Good. Let me come and then show you this. How good. Now let's go to some of the questions. They'll bring themselves. Most of the business valuation question. Good. Yes, I said that. They bring themselves. Now check this question. The Crave Cottage industry. How it has been arranged. Non-current asset is here. Perfect. Everybody can see the screen. Now current asset is here. Good. Now they added, this is not current, this is a total asset. Now look how they did. They added the non-current asset. Yeah. Let's continue. Let's continue. The non-current asset plus the current one give us what? Total assets. And then they list all liabilities. See you, liabilities, not current liabilities. 18% debenture. They had 30,000 here. And then account payable. All these ones, 2 of them are current. Good. You put them together. They had this, and this is what you call net asset. Good. So it also means net asset can also be the stated capital, which is the same as the stated capital altogether. It's the same as what the net asset. Good. That's perfect. So that is how we find the net asset. Good. So take note. Under the ratio, it was the current what? Liability. So that's what I want to illustrate. So you get a total asset here. Then you come back. You come back. You come back, and then what do you do? What do you do again? No, you have not done. This is the total assets. Good. See. Less what? All liabilities. Less liabilities. Then I'll not show the breakdown. So much. This is what we mean by net assets. So this is the net assets. And that's the total value of the business. Total value of the company. The total value is this. What if you want it per share? So if you want it per share, so therefore, let me do that one here. I'll do that one here. It's continuation. So let me do it. Therefore, the value per share, under this method will be the total net asset. That's the total value. This figure is the same as the total value, which is the same as the total net asset. Total or net asset. Good. So that is it. Oh, that bit is not coming. Sorry. This camera. Let me fight. I have to get the camera that we are running. So the value per share. What do you think will be the value per share? So it will be the total value, which is the total net asset. So total net asset, no shortcut. But so I can say total non-current assets. Because I mean the total net assets. So let me put the E down there. So the total net asset all divided by the number of shares. So if I divide this by the number of shares, I'll get what? I'll get the share price according to the net asset method. Perfect. Just that there are some various rules that we have to adhere to. Not all items that we are going to pick, especially assets. We don't pick internally generated goodwill. If I don't will not be on the face. Goodwill or any intangible asset that do not have an active market should be ignored unless otherwise stated that this goodwill or this intangible it have active market. We can generate some funds from it. Minus scrap off. Good. Again, we have to use the rate valuation. The rate value or the fair value. All the asset must be rate value. The asset must be rate value. So if by one way or the other they are giving you the rate fair value, you have to pick the fair value, not the book value. But where the fair value is not given, then you choose the book value like that. Inventory. Maybe sometimes they want to write certain part off. Subtract it. Receivables, it must be net of bad debt. Trade receivables, it must be what? Net of bad debt and any provision. Cash. For cash, you can't do anything about it because if you have 1,000 Ghana cedis with you, no matter what happens, 1,000 Ghana, it will change. Good. So take note. So these are the few issues. And sometimes they will tell that the asset has not been depreciated. What do? You calculate depreciation. You find the current amount of the asset. And then any other issue that you think or so far as we are ending our class, we've done a lot of our PPs. We've come across a lot PP different areas. Any topic that we enter, there's PPE there. Start from day one. Conceptual framework, there was PPE is an element. When it comes to ratios, when it comes to what again? Final account PPE was there. PPE is IS 16, but everywhere there's PPE. So all those stuff still valid here. Good. So that is it. Now let's pick our first question. I will solve that question, the one that we did. I'm trying to see if you can do that one. It's not, they have to give us the number of shares in the question. And with the help of ratios, we can calculate that where we have to divide the value, the book value of the equity divided by what? By what's the name? By the nominal value. Please, if you do this one well, it must be equal to the equity. So you can easily pick the equity and move on with it. If there's no note, if there's no issue that will affect the assets, then this answer must be the same as you picking the equity, total equity. See, total what? Equity, which include what? The stated capital, all the reserves were done. But if there's issues, no revaluation. There's a way of you doing it here, but here it's a bit technical. So we like using this approach when it comes that when there's a note affecting the inventory. So I'll let you calculate the share price of this company for me, the market value of the company, and then the share price. The question I projected right now, before I go to the main question. Wow. So the total market value is what? 76,350 because that's the net asset. How we get that? That is the net asset. Good. 73,350. That's the net asset. Because you list all the assets together, you get this. You list all the liabilities, you get this. So that's it. Which is the same. Have you seen we here where there's no footnotes affecting it? It's the same. Oh, but as soon as you go to the footnote, it is telling you something that the fair value of this, of that. So this question was proposed for a capital reduction, not for business valuation. So thank you. So that is it. Now let's see. Let me see my first question. I'll pick a question for me. I think I've good business valuation is here. Please let me see if that's the one that I'm showing. Oh, this one not why. Close. We have like 20 minutes. So I think we can use the 20 minutes to solve one or two questions. We can use the 20 minutes to solve one or two questions. Yes, that I'll bring the note. I'll forward the note to your mail, the actual note to your mail, and then you'll be fine. Okay, so let me see if I can get 9 questions here. This is the Boba issue. Okay, so this one you realize that they've given a net cash flow. So you find the present value. Okay. Hey, hi. Cover the question is starting from. I like it too. Cover the question is starting from. Why? Starting from here. They have given out their financial statement. All this note. They are not done too. All this note. They are not done too. Tell me the value based on small cell. Using any of the four method of valuation, any four. So net asset method, NS yield, or PE ratio. Please don't use both. If you use NS yield, don't use PE ratio. Conventionally, they are the same. And then what again? Dividend yield, and then the remaining ones. In fact, yeah. Okay. So you know we have a tax ahead of us. Don't worry, okay? Don't worry. Don't worry. Let's see if we can use this company. Good. The book value method is the same as the net asset method. Okay, so that's it. So let's use this approach to see how best we can. So we are going through this very basic, very straightforward. Using this one, and let's read the company. 4.2. The share capital of Chef Limited, a profitable company, is owned and and what? Is owned in equal proportion by 4 brothers who are also the company directed. So this one, TT brothers. Okay, so that's fine. The brothers are nearing retirement age and wish to sell the company. Have you seen? They're giving one way of valuing business. If you want to sell a company, it means that this company is not on the stock market, right? Good news. Two of the brothers consider that the values showed in. I hope everybody can see you. I hope I'm projecting the right one. Good. They say two brothers consider that the value shown in the balance sheet should be used to calculate the price at which to offer to sell, at which It's not that low. Let's move on. We know what they are saying, right? The price at which they should sell the shares, or they should offer for the company share, or they should offer for the company. While the two feel that the replacement cost is appropriate. So one is using what? Net asset. Today we are doing the net asset. Good. We are doing the net asset method. So let's see the net asset. Now the company Chef Limited, their balance sheet is here. Very straightforward. Freehold property, credit as a stock, cash. Then there, straightforward. Less working capital, secure loan, financed by. We are done. Okay. Now, have you seen the ordinary share? It's one Ghana city each. So how many shares do they have? You can tell me. How many shares? So they have 100 value. The share is one Ghana city each. So they have 100,000. So divide this one by one, right? Take note how we did it under the ratios. So please take note. Then we find calculate the value. So we are doing the book value. That's the net asset value. So the net asset, let's calculate. So the asset. Yeah, they've given us the total asset, but they've not given it to us. Have you seen? It's part of the game. I said they've not given us the total asset. Yes, have you seen? Part of the game. Good. So let's go to the board and see how best we can do this. Or if you can calculate it for me, I'll be grateful. Okay, now I'll project it there. Calculate it for me. I think I have some 20 minutes. I can give you 10. Use only 5 minutes more. Use 3 minutes to do the calculation for me. Calculate the net asset using the formula that you know on the board. So I'll project it again for you when you start the calculation. Just let me know when you are done. Okay. If you're watching the video, to please pause the video before you continue. Yes. Just pause it too. I know that you won't pause it. Okay, so let me project the question again. So everything you need is here. Calculate the market value of the company using the net asset value and the share price. Like how much they should sell the share each. Good. This one is a very startup one. So do that for me. Okay, so that is it. Let me. Hey, diminishing of marginal return as setting. Marginal return to scale. Why people are living? Why are they living as? Everybody did that. Thank you, everybody. That's it. Let's see how best we can do this. Exactly 7:30. Yeah, out of the system, right? Building. So now let's see. Net asset method. So we are starting from very basic, then we're building up on the tough and difficult issues. Then we get to the end. So we start the value of the company, net asset method. So the value of the business. So the total value. What's the name of the company, brothers? Just mention the name. So the value of whatever, brothers. The name of the company. Should I pick let me go and pick. Hey! I've seen something that I don't comment. No comment. Chef Limited, the value of what shares. So value. Value of Chef Limited. Chef. Chef, you know inside. You bring your Ghana city in trace. Don't forget to. So into bracket value of Chef bracket net asset method. Bracket net asset method. Let us know which method you are using. So it's that total asset. So total asset. I don't need to worry myself. The total asset is the non-current plus current. So what's the non-current asset? What's the current asset? That's all. Let's see. What is the total asset? So let's go to the question again. Pick the total asset. Please, here there's no need for us to adjust any of them. There's no need for us to adjust any of them. There's no note, no footnote. Good. So the total asset, somebody have the answer for me. 435. Perfect. I like that. I like that answer. I like it. Come on, no, you have it. Sorry. I like that answer. I don't know the person that we do. That's 300 plus what? The current. Non-current of 300 plus the current of what? 135. All these answers are in the question already, so there's no need for it to show working. So, yes, 300 is in there. But that 435 is not in the question. Take note. 435 is not in the question. So, it should be 300 plus 135. Perfect. 435. And what again? Let's what? All the liabilities. Let's the liabilities. So the liabilities, you can probably talk about the current liability. What's the current liabilities? The current liability. Can you give me figures? So let's see. The person will get it right. Surprise for you. Get everything right too. So the current liabilities are current liability is 65, and then the non-current liability is for loan 100. The loan is what? 100. So the loan is 100. Okay, so current liability. So here, if you want, you can just say that okay, current plus non-current, that's 65 plus what? What's the name? This was the name 65 and 100. Good. Or you can show them individually, current and that's it. Once there's no adjustment, getting it, you bringing this is fair enough to do that. So 135. Perfect. Please, what's the answer? Please, what's the answer? 270, yeah? Hey, oh, sorry, it's 165. Sorry, 165. Yes. Now let's check this value. Good. So therefore, the total value of the business, there should be 270,000. So 270. So therefore, value per share is equal to the total value of what? 270 divided by the number of shares. The number of shares is 100,000. It's 100. Please, if you don't want trouble, just bring your. Listen, this one is in 3 zeros, right? Locate your 3 zeros and bring it to. This one is in 3 zeros. You don't want trouble. Good. So that's the value. So the answer will be what? 2 Ghana cedi of 2.7 per share. Per what? Share. Perfect. We are done for the next assets. Now I'm going to use the replacement cost. I'll do the replacement cost for you. Today, replacement cost. That's the solution, right? So that's the solution. So let me write the question number because I didn't write the question number to it. I think it's part two. The question number was hey, I'm lost. So let's continue. The question number when I sent it to you. I'll try to include this question in what's the name? The another I'll bring. So, now let's go to the replacement cost method and see which one will be the best for the business. So here we say we choose the replacement cost model. But with the replacement cost, it means that all the assets have given us a new value. We add all these assets. Have you seen? Good. So now we are not going to use this. It's the cost, how much it take you to replace the assets. Yes, so Now, replacement cost model, what's the value given? Replacement cost of the asset based on the expert advice is this. So it means that instead of you picking all these ones, we are going to pick the replacement cost. And don't forget that cash does not have a replacement cost. So cash, this guy, what's the cash? This 10 Ghana cedis does not have a replacement cost. So if you have 1,000 Ghana cedis, you can replace it by 1,200. Take note. So now you go and pick this one. Good. So you add this one to this, so you get a total asset. So let's go to the board. Now let's go to the board. So using a replacement cost model, I won't clean most items. So yeah, I'm doing the same thing again. Using what? The replacement cost model. So take note, replacement cost. Now with replacement cost, we list all the assets. So for that one, sort of I listen it in alphabetical order, we can list it in sort of I listen it vertical. I like the horizontal for now, but there's no much adjustment. So good, so that is it. Now let's see. So what's the total assets? So let's start listing them. Let me see if I have mine here. You can capture the screen when it's come last hour. You can capture the screen when it's come the last hour. It may not come again to you. So we have the figures. Wait, do I even have the figures? So okay, so freehold premises 250. So you open your bracket 250 plus the 500 plus the stock. Stock is what? 80. Okay, this one's no good though. So let me extend it, right? So the freehold premises 250 plus the placement cost of 500 of plant and machinery plus what again 80 for stock. Now receivable, have they given receivable to us? Receivable, so let's go and pick the receivable figure in the debtors figure in the financial position, which is what 50 and 60. Let me project that one. And I'm almost done for the day because it is a bit exhausted. Good. Now the debtors figure is what 50, right? 50,000. Good. Then you pick that one plus the cash of 10,000. So that's all. The remaining other items remain constant. So we use the replacement value of the asset replacement cost. So plus what? Plus 50 plus 60. So answer no plus 10, not 60. Sorry. Plus 10. Answer. So you have the answer there. Total liability slope. Answer, what's the calculator? So the calculator is here. So now let's see. You have the answer for me. No, it's still not there. Let's go. Okay, so 250 plus 500 plus 80 plus 60, right? Good. That's 890. Did you get that? Good. Perfect. 890 then. So 890 plus 165. 890 plus 165. What do you get? You change this answer. Change this answer to something else. So change this answer. Why this answer is too big like that? So let's what? This answer is too big. Go. It's too big. Go. Let's 165. What do you get? 5725. Good. So that's the value. What do you do? I just change this one to 725. And I'll get what? 72 Ghana cedis. 72.5 per share. Good. 72.5 per share. I'm done. Next week I will solve the step. We move from this step. We move from where there's no what footnote to the following one. Like what I walk you through your exams past question. So you can just be thinking of that one. Let me project that one to you. Then we are done for the day. It's 7.25. It's not 72. Huh? Divided by 100. Yes, it's 7.25. Sorry, man. It's 7. Huh? Okay, that's fine. So 7.25. 7.25. Good. Now let me project this question. This one is your past questions. So that one is like it's a bit matured than this step-by-step analysis, right? Good. Am I projecting? Hey, I'm not projecting. No. Am I projecting? I'm not projecting. No. Am I projecting? I'm not projecting. No. So your question is here. It's ready. It came in 2017. Ajinkwa and Owo. Ajinkwa proposed to purchase shareholding of Owo Limited by issuing additional share to Ajinkwa Limited. The members of Owo, both business are similar in nature, so they are here. The following additional information is what average net profit. The venture interest for 5 years has been what? Interest over the past 5 years has been 12% considered reasonable risk for the business. Okay, so they've given us the risk again. Goodwill is considered to be 3 years super profit. That's all. How to calculate it. So I've been saying that if not because of this this goodwill, you have to calculate the 3 years super profit, right? Good. So that's all. Then we calculate the price per share of the two companies using what? Net asset method. So and what again? Calculate the number of shares to be issued by Ajinkwa. Prepare the statement of financial position after the issue. We should just be thinking about this. Good. So I think we are done for the day. So you can take a screenshot of this if you don't have it. Please kindly take the screenshot. Kindly take a screenshot of this. Let me check. Kindly take a screenshot of this. So this is where the actual question started from. So you take a screenshot of this. You take good. You take good. If you don't have it, I'll just send it to you to the person. There's a question here for me. Let me go and pick the question up. The decision. What was the requirement? Let's go to the requirement of the question. He said that what? Advise the brothers which valuation base is the most appropriate. Based on this, so which one are you going to go for them? They should choose the highest one. Oh. They are going to sell. So there I was selling. So you sell at higher. So 7.25. I like the 7 series. Because if I sell it at 7 series, I'll go in for that one. But why should I go and sell it for 2.7? 2.7 there. How much will I get? So I think we're going for the replacement code. That's the best. The most appropriate one is going for this. Until further notice. Where further notice means they should consider the other factors. This one's a numerical calculation. They should consider what? The qualitative aspect. Okay, so thank you very much for coming. Please, we are done. If you have not subscribed for the YouTube channel, please, and last days, subscribe it, because after our class, any issue, I'll post it there so that you get what's the name? You get notification so that you won't worry yourself. Even if I don't send you the link, you can still have access to them. Good. So how do you do that? So we work to that one. We are done for today. Tomorrow, not tomorrow. Next meeting, we will continue with a complex one for the net assets.